everyone, welcome to or back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are doing another monthly reset, this time for the month of August. The only thing different about this reset is that I actually am not going to be posting a monthly reading wrap up for July. So real quickly before we head into all the August things, I will be sharing what books I read in July. So yeah, diving right in, let me grab those books and we can discuss. So I've gathered the books to talk about. This is gonna be really short and sweet because the whole reason I'm not filming a reading wrap up is because I was in a book slump and didn't read my most favorite books, and I only read 6, and we're just gonna talk about them really quickly. Starting off with The Cruel Prince. I actually fully annotated this book and it was really fun to do so. I know this was super popular back in like 2018 and everything, but I had never picked it up, so I knew to go in because of what people have said, thinking of like a fantasy and not so much on the romance part. And I did that, and I still kind of have a complaint because like our two main characters, even like disregarding the romance, are Jude and Carden. You know, they're on the back of the book, very clear. And yes, this is like Jude's story, she's our main character, but I feel like we didn't learn anything about Carden until like this much of the book, and that was really annoying to me. I don't know why, but I guess I was starting with what I didn't like first. That was really it. Other than that, I loved this. This book is really what I enjoy in a fantasy, like how whimsical it was. It kind of reminded me of the Emily Wilde series. So if you have any recommendations that are fantasy books written like this, please let me know. The next 2 books I read were from Abby Jimenez's first trilogy of romance books. What came first was The Friend Zone. I listened to this, and thank God I did, or else I would have DNF'd. I have written down that the beginning of this book was almost insufferable to a point of DNF, but I'm glad that I didn't. So there's that. Yeah, this book was rough in the beginning. Ugh. Clearly it turned around and I was able to finish it. I gave it a 3.25, and I am glad that I read it because it set up this book extremely well. Reading this book made this experience way more enjoyable. And although I only gave this a 3.5, in the beginning, like I thought this was going to be a 5-star read. Okay, maybe not a 5-star, but like a 4 and above. Oh, I still have a bookmark in this. I did physically read this, but I went back and forth with my Kindle and the physical book. So despite this being Abby Jimenez's first book that she released, this was actually the first one that she wrote, and that makes a whole lot of sense to me. I felt like she had good scenes and ideas, but the structure was a bit jumpy, and I feel like we lost the plot at a few points. It took a twist, but then it pulled me back in, and I ended up really liking this. But yeah, I gave this a 3.5. Okay, then next up, I listened to The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels. This is by India Holton, and I did have a few quotes because the quotes were really good. Let me see if I can find one to share. Okay, it was just goofy. Like, our main character loved to read, and there was many quotes about her having a book. I don't know, silly stuff like that. And then the romance between these two was just a fun time. This is set in Victorian time, and he's like an assassin trying to kill her, and I don't even know how to describe this book. It was a lot. But basically, yeah, they have to team up and work together, and they're so funny. So this part is from his point of view. Like I said, he was hired to kill her, and he's thinking, and he says, she was delicate and dangerous, and the fact that he was completely seduced by it was going to make things very difficult indeed when the time came to throw her into jail or out of a high window, whichever came first. And then on the next page, in her POV, she's getting shoved into him, and he puts his arm around her protectively. Charming man, shame she would have to assassinate him one day soon. So clearly both of them were like drawn to one another, but they are meant to do other things, and it just makes it a fun time. I did really enjoy this. Yeah, I don't know what I rated this, maybe 3.5. Okay, I said 3.25. I don't know. Then we have my favorite book that I read in the month, and that was To Serve with Love. This was another audiobook. Clearly, I was having to listen to a lot of these books to get through. Like I said, I was in a slump. But anyways, I loved this. If you didn't know, my favorite trope is when the two main characters are talking like online discreetly, like they don't know that they're talking to one another and they're falling for each other there, but then in person maybe they're enemies or whatever. I just love the trope when they are anonymously chatting and then at the end they find out who it is, and gets me every time. But that's what we have here. If there were like a few tweaks, for instance, if our main character maybe went in a little more in depth with her own plot line, and then we also had the man's point of view, I really think this could have been a 5 stars for me, and kind of something similar to Emily Henry. I'm saying if she would have fully fleshed out another plot line, but I did really love this. I think I gave this a 4.25 stars. Last book of the month was Butcher and Blackbird. I don't even know what to say about this. I had started the audiobook like a month or 2 back, so I just decided to pick it back up because I thought that would be easier than starting a new book. And I feel like I almost regret that because I didn't listen to it all at the same time, you know? And this was when I was really slumping. So I feel like I might have given this a higher rating if it was at a different time, but I still really enjoyed the back and forth between these two characters. He's Irish, and like I said, I audiobooked this, so his accent was just lovely to listen to. This would be my first dark romance. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It wasn't the murder or anything that really got to me. There was a bit too much spice for my taste, and especially on audio, that's just not my favorite thing. But I did enjoy the plot, and I liked the ending, the like kind of twist end result of it all. I haven't rated this, let me think, probably just a 3.75 if I'm gonna be picky. I'm not sure if I'll continue the series. I did enjoy the epilogue and it made me want to, but like now, like a week or so later, I'm not sure. Anyways, I said I didn't want to yap about these books, and then I feel like I ended up yapping. So now I think I want to dive right into my journal, and then afterwards I'll pick out my TBR. But for now, I am excited to do my journal updates because I'm going to be doing a bookish spread for the Emily Wilde series. So yeah, let's start that. Okay, I'm back and I'm ready to talk TBR. Like I've said, I was in a reading slump and I'm finally feeling hopeful, and I'm excited to pick out what books I want to read in August. I feel like that's gonna keep me motivated. With that being said, I think we should only pick like 7 books. I think 7 is a good number on top of what I've already been reading. And then I'm going to reference my Libby app to see like what holds I have coming in and, you know, select accordingly. So to catch you up to speed, I finished One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake today. You'll hear about that soon. And I'm in the middle of The Last Word by Taylor Adams. I'm gonna count this book a part of that 7. Okay, so an audiobook I already have is Lessons in Chemistry. I've had this as an audiobook multiple times and somehow I just never get around to it. But maybe this is the month I get to it. I know this was like the book of 2023 for Barnes & Noble, so I do have high hopes, but I don't even know what genre this is. I think just like fiction. Okay, and then there's about a 2-week wait where I'm at for Life's Too Short. So surely I'll get to this in August. If I get the hold, I really just plan on finishing it because then I will be all caught up in Abby Jimenez's romance books in general. You know what I mean? This is another audiobook, by the way. I have 2 more audiobooks ready, but I just don't know if I'm in the mood to read them this month. If you were curious, it's Trust of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. I am really excited to get to this, but I'm not sure I want to consume it via audio. I might want to read this one. So that's why I don't think I'll get to this, or if I do, it'll probably be physical reading. And then the other audio I have is Dial A for Aunties. I just don't think I'm in the mood for it. August is also like the last time I'll probably read a summary book this year, so I need to take that into account. Like the freaking Spanish Love Deception. I have tried reading this before, but it just didn't work out. Should I put this on the TBR? I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna add this to the TBR. Okay, I just bought this, but I think I'm going to add Starling House to the list. I feel like I need more genres. Okay, that's a total of 5. 2 more to go. I think I'm gonna add The Wicked King to the list. I have already started this during my reading slump, so this is a risky one, especially because I am annotating this, so this would be some work, but I'm already familiar with the fantasy world. I think we're gonna add this. Okay, I think we're gonna go with Hello Stranger by Catherine Center as my last pick. So let me quickly show you what we have going on. Like I said, I'm already in the middle of The Last Word. And then we have these 3 books for potential audiobooks for the month. A fiction and then 2 romances, 1 summer romance. And then as for physical books I plan on reading, we have another romance and then 2 fantasy. So yeah, this is the stack. I feel like it's kind of all over the place and I have a few books that I would like to finally get to. I'm looking at The Spanish Love Deception and Lessons in Chemistry. Hopefully I get to all these. Now let's update the TBR whiteboard. Okay, hi. Just a few short closing thoughts to end off this video. Number 1, did y'all just see the calendar? I totally did not realize that it ended in July. I'm kind of bummed about that. I mean, it was still in June, so I would have known if I used it more frequently, but I do want to get another one of those. And then also, I don't think I have showed y'all this. I'm sorry if I have, but definitely not in like a reset video, because the last reset video I did, I think I started this process, but I ended up adding a few of the smaller frames like I had talked about, and I think it looks so good. I also haven't talked about it in this video, but I did get a new desk. It's awesome, it's the best, but that's a new addition as well. That's it for this video. I am in the middle of filming a few things, so new stuff is on its way. I'm sorry it's been a while, but Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. A new vlog coming soon on the book slump that I've been in and getting out of it. So stay tuned for that. I'll see y'all then. Bye!